Welcome to the National Sports Podcast. All the facts, opinions, and debates. The National Sports Podcast starts now. All right, guys, welcome to the National Sports Podcast. We have not just one, but two analysts join us today, and their expertise is in the MLB. So we're going to be, both of them you've guys seen before. So Parker, welcome again.
Hello.
And Gavin, of course, welcome again.
Hi.
All right, so we're going to be talking, you two I kind of consider you guys our MLB experts on the podcast because you guys both are very much into it. So we're going to kind of talk mainly about that. So let's get into open and take real quick. Do you guys have anything you guys have seen around the sports worlds that you want to get into right away?
The Red Sox are losing a lot.
Definitely. We're going to get to that later on in the show. You, Gavin?
No, not really.
Yeah, I mean, mine is probably I made a video on this the other day, the NHL jerseys. They're going to put ads on the jerseys next year. It's just too much, putting the ads and stuff like that. It's kind of getting a little, I don't know. I don't like it when it gets on your jersey. I think it gets a little too personal. You can't just stick it on the jersey like that. Anyway, let's get into, have you guys been, quickly before we get into all the MLB stuff, have you guys been following the NFL preseason at all? It's only 3 games this year. It's kind of like a little weird, I gotta say. And, NFL preseason is basically like practice football. It's not the most exciting thing in the world. But, I mean, this year with Cam Newton and Mac Jones, so I'm just going to go around the table. Who would you guys rather have for the Patriots' next quarterback, Newton or Jones?
Well, Jones has been doing okay, I guess. I did not watch the first postseason game, but did he do good?
Yeah, he didn't do that bad.
All I'm going to say is he did better than Newton. So, I mean, he's getting yards, and, I mean, the team, they're probably not going to go to the Super Bowl, but, I mean, maybe they'll do decent this year. Last year's record was just trash.
Oh, agreed. Yeah, he's throwing the ball down the field. That's what matters. At least he can pass it. But, of course, we're going to kind of mess up with the running game this year. Newton is, of course, a runner. But I think he's better than Cam Newton, 100%. Now, is he the next guy for the Patriots? That's what we need to wonder about. I don't know if he is or not.
No.
I don't think he is.
I mean, my dad's been watching TV, and it's like now the Patriots are going to try to get Tom Brady back, but you can't. He's going to retire soon, and he's already too good. If he's winning Super Bowls, he won it last year, and now if he could win it this year. So they're paying him well. He's not going to get paid a lot and then go down to a team that's not paying him as much.
Plus, he's going to be a free agent soon.
Right. I think Cam Newton's gone. Mac Jones is not the next guy. I heard rumors that they might want to bring Jimmy Garoppolo back. I mean, that's not a terrible idea in my opinion.
They should.
They definitely should. I think that's the way we should have went in the beginning. And instead of doing that, we went the route of Cam Newton after we got rid of, Tom Brady, which of course that kind of bit us because look what he's doing now, a chance to win another Super Bowl. So look, I think the best way to go is give Mac Jones the time, see if he can be the next guy. Personally, I don't think he is. I think we need to find someone a little bit better than that, but it is also his first season.
Yeah.
Right. Tom Brady's, once he's a free agent, maybe Patriots will get him for one more year. They'll pick him up and then he'll do one more year. But I don't think, I think if he gets on the Patriots for a free agent, he's just going to drop off the team and retire.
100% agree. I think once he's a free agent, he's going to retire. But let's move on. Do you guys see last night, or a few nights ago, actually, Chris Bassett hit with a line drive to the face in one of the MLB games? It was not a pretty sight to see. And
I was just about to talk about that. I literally had it pulled up and on everything.
Yeah, he broke a cheek with that, Parker. I mean, that is something. Whew.
It's the scariest thing. That's the most dangerous position, the comebackers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. I'm sure it's not like a slow ball. I'm guessing it was like over 100 miles an hour, like right at his face. So definitely that would be a bad one to cure. But yeah.
Years ago, Aroldis Chapman got hit in the forehead.
Yeah. And this stuff can wreck people's careers, you know. You think you're going to want to go back out and pitch after being hit with a line drive right to the face? I mean, luckily this wasn't like, I don't think this will be career ending. I think he has a chance to come back, but you know, it's got to take your confidence down a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really was. Good point.
I mean, it was 100-mile-per-hour line drive to the face. I just got the article up right here. 100-mile-per-hour line drive to the face, and it broke his jaw and his cheek. I mean, that's a serious injury to come back from.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, both of you guys have pitched before in a game. You don't think about it, but once it happens to you, you probably can't get it out of your head.
Yeah, I remember I was pitching and I was throwing pretty hard, and there was some big kid up to bat, and he hit a bomb, and like I moved my head and went like right by my face.
That's scary, scary, scary stuff happening there. Best of wishes to him. Hopefully he can make a return back, but scary stuff there. Let's head over now to the Red Sox Yankee series. They played a doubleheader, 7-inning doubleheader, and absolutely got killed, murdered, I think we could say, by the Yankees. The 6th inning of the first game of the doubleheader went almost 45 minutes, walks after walks, the pitching, the batting, everything's not really seemed to be as good as it was. They went from the first place Red Sox to out of the playoffs in the last few weeks. What is going on? What is going on?
Out of the playoffs?
They're out of the wild card spot. They're one game back.
Wow.
What is happening with these guys?
It's crazy. They're not good right now. They're not good.
Hey, how about Chris Sale turning?
That's true. Chris Sale coming back. You know, he was pitching at some of the Woo Sox games before, and now he's back. And I think this is a step in the right direction for them. They need that really. They have Evaldi, getting Sale in here too. 2 really good starters is something that they really need, I think. I mean, they're not a bad team. Let's not get me wrong here. They're a good team. They're competitive. They're in these games, but something's happened after the trade deadline where they didn't really pick anybody up. They kind of just left people out there. And now we're dealing in a situation here where they lost 3 games to the Yankees, their arch rivals, after sweeping them in the beginning of the season. Something's not clicking. And Chris Sale could be the thing that turns everything around, I think.
They need to get more players. Now, Mookie Betts obviously not going to come back. He's doing awesome right now for the Dodgers. As much as I don't like the Dodgers, Mookie Betts is awesome for them. Alex Verdugo, he's in a slump. Xander Bogaerts, probably one of the top 5 best shortstops in my opinion. He's not doing good at all right now.
Well, he hit a home run last night.
No, I know, but some plays, like I was watching a couple highlights like a couple nights ago. He struck out a couple times. Yeah, he hit a home run, but he's striking out and everything else.
Well, home run can help you out, get you out of that slump a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Double decker.
That's pretty good. Maybe he'll turn it around now after that home run. I mean, that's a good sign that they're starting to turn things around here. I mean, sure, teams are in a little bit of a slump here and stuff like that's happening, but you know, a double-decker home run, that's a good thing. That's a good move. What do you think? What do you guys personally think needs to happen to turn this team around back into the playoffs, which I think is going to happen? They're only 1 game back from the A's, or maybe they're like dead even with the A's, 1 game back from the wild card. I don't know exactly what it is. We're going to go through the standings in just a second. But with that said, what do you guys think they need to do, absolutely need to do to get back to where they were?
I think what they need to do is trade a couple players. Like, even if it's a couple of their best players, trade them and try to get a really, really good outfielder or something, because their outfield needs a little shaping and all that. They need
right now, the trade deadline.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's what I'm saying.
It's
So
already happened.
yeah,
the rest of the season's going on. They didn't do anything in the trade deadline. So what they need to do is start,
maybe
making.
try people at different positions. I mean,
I,
pitching.
I would not
Pitching's
do
a big
that.
thing.
I would not do that.
I think we have a pretty decent outfield. We have Renfro, we have Duran, and we also have Verdugo. So I think we'd be okay there.
I wouldn't change up. I wouldn't change up positions. This isn't Little League. I would keep them exactly the same, but I don't know. Maybe you got to try to find something. You got to try to find some motivation for these guys because right now, you just went 3-0 against the Yankees. I mean, against your arch rivals. You're one game back. Maybe you still have like 30 something games till the postseason, but if I'm Alex Cora, I need to make my team a little more motivated. Guys, we have to get in these playoffs. We got to start winning games. I wouldn't touch the outfield. I wouldn't really touch the infield either. And I wouldn't touch the batting order per se. Maybe if someone really starts showing you that they can bat them up. But you guys, I think the bullpen, the pitching is our biggest problem right now. That's what I think.
Pavetta sucked last night. Not to be mean or anything, but he did not do well.
This is
I mean, you just need a bullpen. I think the starting pitchers, you have defense. I mean, Duran is unbelievable. Came down from minor leagues and just went up and blew people's mind. Verdugo, he's doing good. I mean, he's making plays still. He's got a cannon of an arm. But their bullpen, I mean, they really do need a nice bullpen. Their bullpen's not good. They say they're winning 1-0, and then their bullpen comes in and a guy just hits a home run off them. So I mean,
agreed. Let's move on. This is probably our last take here. I wanted to go into the standings here. I'm gonna kind of just read off each team. You guys have any quick thoughts for them? Tell me right here, okay? Because this is the AL East, my bad, where the Red Sox are in, and the Rays are in first place, guys. What's any quick thoughts on that team?
They're good. They passed us after we blew it, so they deserve first place.
yep.
Right behind them is the New York I almost said Skankies. I can't say that on a show. The New York Yankees, they have 52 losses, 69 wins, and a .570 percentage game back. They're 5 games back from first place.
Not bad. I mean, if the Red Sox didn't if the Red Sox won against them, then maybe Yankees would have been third place. I don't know, but just Yankees have been decent this year.
And they're in that wild card spot. The Red Sox right behind them, same deal here. They have 69 wins, but only 54 losses, a .561 percentage. They are only from first place. They are 6 games back, 1 game back from the Yankees. All right, the Blue Jays are behind them, struggling all season, honestly. 59 losses, 63 wins, pretty terrible season. They're 10 games back. I think we can say their playoff hopes are pretty slim to none.
I mean, not bad. I mean, they're better than the Red Sox. I mean, they have George Springer. He's all right. They have Vladimir Guerrero.
Better than the Red Sox.
Awesome.
They're down pretty big. The Red Sox has got them by a couple of games.
Yeah, I know, but the Red Sox have been in a slump. I mean, they've been winning, losing. I mean, I would like to see the game. I don't know.
I'll just say that the Blue Jays lineup is pretty good, but their defense, their infield is not that good. Bo Bichette has been really bad, making errors against the Red Sox a lot. And that's just nothing I've seen out of him.
All right. Finally, last place in the AL East was the Orioles with only 38 wins, 81 loss, a .319, and 35 games back. What a disaster. What a disaster. Those numbers are not very impressive at all. We'll quickly go through the AL Central. The White Sox in first place there. They are doing pretty decent.
Yeah, they're not bad at all. They have a lot of decent players, I mean.
Yeah, they have a 12-game lead on the Indians. So very well, good there. Indians.
Cam. Not the Indians. You mean the Guardians?
Oh, my bad. It says the Indians on the stand-ins, but yes, the Guardians, their new name in coming up next season. But right now they're still the Indians. Next season they'll be the Guardians.
I mean, back to the Baltimore Orioles. I mean, they do have Cedric Mullins, who's not bad at all. He's decent, but I mean, maybe next season, if maybe Red Sox could pick up Cedric Mullins, I don't know, maybe.
They don't want to drive. That's the thing with the Orioles. They're not going to want to drive him out of town. They're really going to need him, and they're going to want to start that rebuild, I would think, in a couple. Once they get the trade, once the draft, they're going to want to start that rebuild. They're terrible. They're definitely going to be up there in the draft. They're going to want to start that rebuild, I think.
Yeah.
All right. The Tigers are 1.5 games back from that wild card spot in the AL Central with the Indians. And how are you guys? I don't know. I haven't really paid much attention to them this year. You guys have?
The Tigers?
Yeah.
No. We've played them once this year, and that was a little while ago.
I think that, yeah. The Twins are pretty much out of it. They're 17 games back from first. Just a few, yeah, I think like
They're washed. I mean, they only got Byron Buxton. Big deal. He's a speedster. He's not the greatest with his hitting, and his defense isn't the greatest, but he's really fast on those bases, but they're washed.
And with Duran, he's running 20 miles per hour.
that's pretty fast. All right, the Royals, of course, in last place. The Royals, 18 games back from first. Much better than what we saw last place Orioles, but still pretty much out of it. They're 1 game back from the Twins, so but 52 wins, 67 losses, below 500.
I mean, they got a good catcher. Salvador Perez is awesome at catching.
Yeah. All right, the AL West now, the Astros in the lead. They have a 2.5 game lead over the Athletics, so a pretty close battle for first in the West. After that cheating scandal, the Astros still pretty good here in the league. I think we can say that that little cheating scandal didn't really mess them up.
Yeah. I mean, they have a pretty good chance. I mean, they might win the whole thing. I don't know.
Yeah, the Athletics behind them. You guys, just quick thoughts on them. I'm trying to fly through this.
Matt Olson, awesome. Everybody else on the team, they're all right. I mean, they might win the whole thing. I want to see the Astros play them though.
The Mariners behind the Athletics. They're 5.5 games out from first. So that's probably around 3 or 2 games from the wild card spot. So very competitive top 3 there in the West. I'm gotta start tuning into the West here, see what's gonna happen there. Quickly, the National League, the Braves are in first in the NL East. Pretty competitive there too. 3.5 games back from the Phillies. The Mets are 4.5 games back from first and 2.5 games back from that wild card spot. The Nationals and the Marlins are starting to fall out of it there in the NL East. And in the NL Central, the Brewers, with a 9.5 game lead on the Reds, pretty much secure in first place. With only a couple of games left, unless something pretty bad happens there. The Reds in second have a pretty decent gap on the Cardinals. They have about a 3.5 game gap there as well. In the NL West, the Giants have a 3 game lead on the Dodgers, and the Dodgers have a 9 game lead from the Padres. So it's pretty good there for both of those teams, guys. So any final thoughts there? What do you guys think is going to kind of happen with the playoffs? Any real early predictions?
Not really. I mean, I just like the playoffs. I don't really root anybody unless the Red Sox are in there, but good luck whoever wins the whole thing. I mean, yeah, that's really it.
I think the Astros are definitely getting in there. The Yankees are definitely in there. And I just know one of them are going to win it. The Yankees haven't done it for a while. But I think Astros are going to win it.
Yeah, I like the Astros' chances. All right, final question. This is kind of like a fun trivia question, then I'll let you guys go. So the Olympics just happened. So if you guys could have one sport, because they have sports like surfing in the Olympics, they have sports like absolute skateboarding in the Olympics. If you get one sport or something that you might not even consider a sport, but something that you think the Olympics might consider in a sport to put in any one of the Olympics, what would it be?
Scootering, like the trick scooters and all that.
And that's a good one. I didn't think about that. Anything, Parker?
No.
My number one, I wouldn't mind to see cornhole, that going to the Olympics. They're thinking about it right.
Cool.
They're thinking about it right now.
It's pretty competitive right now.
I would also like to see the MLB, not the MLB, baseball and softball get a spot every year in the Olympics.
Winter and summer. Yeah,
Right.
I would like that.
I like this year I saw it and it was awesome. I thought it was really cool. Softball was awesome this year.
But baseball too, it's a good product, except France isn't going to have it for the next Summer Olympics. I would like them to have it every single 4 years, every Olympics. I would like them to have it because I think it should be a primary Olympic sport because it's a primary sport in many countries.
Yeah.
So that's my take on that. All right. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Parker, thank you for coming. Gavin, thanks so much. You guys had some great thoughts. Hopefully have you guys here again soon. I know everyone's schedules are about to go crazy because we all start school on the 1st. We'll see you all guys later. All right. Thanks for coming.